kind of scared of getting close to people for the simple fact that the people that were closest to me kind of turned their backs on me. So it's like I don't allow too many people to get that close. So I really don't have very long relationships, you know. I tend to push people away from me that I need to keep around me because I never know, you know. Growing up in a group home, it's like everybody for themselves.
People had to earn a degree of trust with me. I mean, still to this day, I don't trust anybody, and I tell people that straight out. I don't trust you, I don't believe in you.
Trust is a big word, and trust is very hard to earn, especially with someone whose trust has been broken repeatedly.
Having a program that keeps kids, you know, in their environment as long as possible will be cool, you know, because then they'll be familiar with the people that they've met or whatever, you know, and they'll be able to establish a long-lasting relationship with these people and churches and teachers and all of that. And I think that would have made a lot of difference in my life, you know. Maybe I'd have a best friend now, and I'd be able to trust people more.
Some of the foster parents, they have their own kids, so and then they get these kids from the system, and they treat them differently than they do their own kids, you know.
They would introduce us as, these are my foster kids and these are my children. So it kind of stood out that we were foster children. You know, I didn't think that was fair at all. And then they'll be looking down at us like, oh, these poor little foster kids.
It's like I'm always the other one, the poor one that should be grateful that he's living under my roof. I mean, every placement I lived at, that's always their comment. Just be thankful you're living here, you're not on the streets. And tell you the truth, I preferred the streets.
They said that they considered me their daughter, but I wasn't included in anything. I had to take over the dishes and the chores more than her other children did, and it upset me.
First and foremost, if you're gonna be a foster parent, treat that child like it's your child. So what if it's not your child? Don't bring them into your house and have your own children there and treat one different than the other. Kids know that, and that hurts them even more. Just treat them like family. Treat them like you want to be treated.
If you're going to be a foster parent and you say that you're going to take on a child and you're going to love a child, then you need to do that like any other parent would do that. Every kid needs love and affection. Everyone.
Give them space, give them time to get to know you, and ask them questions. Continue to ask them questions, even if they're really quiet and really shy. Just ask them how school went. Ask them if they need any help with homework. Is there anything they really like? Do they like baseball? Do they like swimming?
And if you just listen and give them the opportunity to talk, dinner, bedtime, you know, just before a movie, after a movie time, you know, it'll give you that, you know, that chance to just express yourself and let your child express themselves. So the relationship will last better because you'll have an open understanding.
I had one social worker that was like, I would consider a blessing. His name was Robbie Odom. You know, he taught me, look, you know, you can't do this and you can't do that. You need to do this and you should do that. To me, he was someone to emulate, someone I wanted to be like, because he had his head on and everything he did was positive, you know. When I'd have problems in school, he would come up there and talk to my teachers. He was there. It was like more than a job. He treated me like I was, you know, one of his family members.
My foster mother, my last foster mother, Deborah Spencer, she's helped me through a lot. She treated me as if I was her own kid in the sense that she wasn't a person that said, I love you every day, or you just give me a hug. I think I've only received 2 hugs from her, and she probably said I love you 3 times, but she taught me things that I would need to know to live in the real world.
There are good foster parents out there, and I know other kids that found some. I found one foster parent, her name was Billy Wilder, and she was really good. She gave emotion, and not many foster parents do that, and she gave me hope. Really what it was is that I wasn't just a nobody's kid. I could be somebody, and I could be part of a family, and I could be loved.
The current foster family that I live with now, I consider my mother and father because they have been there for me. And I started calling them mom and dad about 1.5 years after I lived with them. And it was one day we were outside just at the pool, and I was trying to get my foster mother's attention. And I just yelled out, "Mom," and she turned around and she started, you know, she looked at me and she goes, "Oh, yes, honey, what do you want?" And I was so happy, and it felt so right to call her mom.
There are people out there that care. Even if you don't know them, somebody will help you. You just got to be willing to take the help.
A family to me is a support. A family is unconditional love, and a family can be one person, a family can be two. And your family doesn't have to really be blood. It can be friends, it can be adults, it can be strangers you meet on the street. And a family can be anywhere.
It took many years to get to the point that I am, where I have a healthy relationship with my parents and my whole family. It took a very long time, even with my brother and sister, to feel really close with them and really understand how important family really is.
I have a 2-year-old daughter. She's one of the big reasons why I've had to get my life together. I became a daddy at age 17, and basically she is my world. The greatest joy in my life is to just hear her laugh. I mean, just basically, I don't want her to ever have any needs and never have any wants. And the biggest thing is I always want to be there for her.
The family that I will have probably later on will not go through the things that I've been through. You know, I would try my hardest and make sure that they will never have to get involved in the system, ever, you know? And I will let them know that family is important, and it's important to stay together.
To have my own family, I would consider a blessing, because I want to stop everything that has happened before my family came. Whatever went down in my family, like my mother and my father, however my family broke down from there, whatever they did that brought the family to where it is now, I don't want to do it. You know, I want to have a family. I want to be able to go to the park with my whole family. I want to have family reunions. Some way, somehow, I'm going to bring it all together, and I'm going to do the things and be a part of the things that I wasn't able to be a part of.
You think about emancipation's first day you get into foster care, even if you're 3 years old, because that's when you get out. That's when you're free.
You don't magically just detach from, 18, bam, you're out there. I can maintain my own bills. I can clean my own body. I can clean my own house. But I still need, like some kind of, I guess it's love. It's just flat out just love. That's all that you need, is you need love.
This is a big step. Am I gonna make it? So that's kind of what I was worried about.
Because I was so facilitated, everything's taken care of, and doctor's appointments, everything, bills, all that stuff was done for me. So, and we didn't really get a chance to do it for ourselves.
But I always knew in my heart, I'm gonna make it regardless, because I'm a strong person.
I've thought a lot about becoming a foster parent, and I want to become a foster parent because I want to help. And I know a lot of children that all they want is to have somebody to love them and to take care of them, and I want to be able to do that for them.
Every one of us has a story, and I mean, we're not bad people, we're not. We might be looked at that way, but it's really not true, And that's the thing that really makes me sad about society, because it's like, we're your kids too.
I'm the first step to getting my family back together. I can't do it if I'm not doing nothing for myself. So as long as I keep doing what I'm doing, I got an opportunity, That's what I'm striving for. I want to be successful in life. I don't know exactly what it is. I just don't want to be on the streets. I don't want to be the dope man. I don't want to be an OG gang member. I want to be a brother, or a father, and a son. Those are my ultimate goals.
Before a foster child, I always walked with my head down. I was ashamed, I was nervous, I was scared of who I was. But being a foster child has brought my head up, has made me realize that I have the potential to be a pretty awesome person. And I have the potential to go out there and conquer the world. And I have the potential to just be everything that I've ever wanted to be.
Why should I feel discouraged? Why should the shadows come? Why should my heart feel lonely and long for heaven and home?